So I'm now in North Bay in Scarborough, and up there was actually the indoor swimming pool, which has been knocked down, and a lady's just told me that if you go out on this road you'll go to a modern swimming baths. So you've still got car parking here. I don't know how much it is. I'm tight with my car parking. I believe that I've already paid for the roads. I'm not paying for car parking. So, it's not cheap. So I paid for free at the other end and walked through. But 6 hours is £7. It's absolutely scandalous. But I'll put the road I've actually parked on in the description, where I park for free. So there's some sort of pleasure park up there. I remember a ride where you come and get in a boat and hit the water, and I'll try and see if I can get a better angle on that. But I just want to take you to the outdoor events area. We've got a train ride here that takes you up to Scalby Mills. I think the actual swimming pool is up at Scalby Mills. Just show you the board on it. Now you can see the ride I was talking about, where the boat comes down. I remember that as a kid. I never went on that. Some things I did and some things I didn't do. Well, when I was a kid we used to walk up here, and there was sort of I think it like a dinosaur world, but there's also like a sea life place as well. I'm sure I've seen a killer whale there, but it's all gone. So it's supposed to be really sunny this morning. It's clouded over a bit now. I hope it's not going to cloud right over. So there's the railway to Scalby Mills. So you can go to a swimming baths there. Still the same cafe around. One thing I've noticed is I've not noticed any things where kids buy balls, spades, buckets. So I always just end up with a new one every year. But the lady just said to me they're tending to cater for a different market here with having this events arena outside. So there's a ride. I remember as a kid never going on it. To be honest with you, I didn't particularly like rides. I did go to Alton Towers and I went on the corkscrew, and that didn't seem anything, but I was never really into being frightened on a ride. Just didn't see the point. We're coming around to the events area. Now, when I was a kid, this banking was actually an asphalt banking with railway sleepers in. As you can see now, it's more like a football stand. Probably holds about 10,000 or so. So you have the open air theatre, but what I remember being down here is there was all water down here, and it was like done for it's a knockout type events. So they're catering more like 18 to 30s, I think, on this end of Scarborough now. It's not us with buckets and spades now, making big. Well, I used to dig as big a hole as I can to get out to the water and make castles. And on the top of it, like I said, was a sort of marine centre and dinosaur world. It was like dinosaurs and various other things. It was a bit crazy, really. But there's also a cable car from there down into North Bay as well, and that appears to have well, it has gone. Some of it still remains, but it's rusted, and so I don't know if the water area is still here or what, because I remember this all being an asphalt bank with railway sleepers and you could run up and down it. And then I remember this being a big, like, water chute. You can see the water here, and I think the water probably goes a bit at the back, but nothing like it was. Just wondering what's around the corner. I don't think there's much around the corner. Just have a quick look. So I just come from the outside events area, and I'm just told that if I walk down this road I get to the beach. So when I get down to the beach I'll start again. So here you can see one of the old pylons for the cable car. Used to take you up to the top of there. I did go on that as a kid, if I remember rightly. The railway's actually running just down here. I actually thought it was further to the sea world than what I can see. So at the railway station at Scalby Mills, thought I'd have a walk along to it. I must have ridden here in the past, but I can't remember it. It says first trains depart at 11 and runs every 40 minutes. Don't mention a price. And we can see Sea Life and Marine Sanctuary just here. I was told there was a modern swimming pool around here, and I'll just have a look round the back and see if I can see the modern swimming pool. So I didn't even know what was at Scalby Mills. I think there may be an housing estate around here, around the back. Yeah, I can see houses up at the top, but there's a good old-fashioned pub here, and there's a bit of a bridge across here, and I walk up there and it says Dangerous Cliffs. But I'm a bit shocked because I'm sure as a kid we came down quite early to go on the beach, but it's 10 o'clock and the sea's absolutely piling in. See if we can get a view of castle at the other end. But I will get closer up to that anyway. So you can see Scarborough Castle. You can research it. So you've got a better view of the Sea Life Centre, Scarborough. Like I say, I can't find the swimming pool, but I was informed it was somewhere near here. And it was like centre parts type of thing, I was told. Just being a bit careful because I don't want to wave off on my camera. I think it's now starting to probably go out. So I'll pick up just around the corner. So on this signboard, you can see, and I can't see very well on my screen, you can see Scalby Mills, and between the open air theatre and Scalby Mills there's a what they call something water park. I think it's Alpamare Water Park. So that's it. I'll just carry on walking around and show you North Bay as I come back into Scarborough. So you can really see the waves banging against this sea defence. It's quite some view from around here. And like I was saying earlier, I'm sure we were on beach for 10 o'clock in the morning when we were kids, probably 11 o'clock at latest, but we always came in Whitsun, whereas now we're actually in August. So I just don't wonder if the tides have changed, or has something been altered with all the new sea defences that's been made, whether it's causing a problem elsewhere, which is usually the case. But I'll keep stopping and starting so you don't get bored, and I can pick up on the interest as I go around. As you can see, I think the tide's now starting to go out. It's really wet along here, but it's in the 5 minutes or 10 minutes I've walked along here, the water's bite right off. And I was wrong about that. If I'd have carried on walking, then I'd have been soaked, because the right wave just came back over. So it's going to be some time before we see yellow beaches on this side of Scarborough. It's really strange. It's really hammering against here at this time. 10 o'clock now. Got a bit of what looks like a golf course up here, crazy golf course. Can't remember that from a childhood, but I just want to show you a big wave hitting it. But it comes right over occasionally. Alright, so we've got a bit of a fairground up here, then a cafe, and we've got some nice beach huts down here. They're modernised beach huts from what I remember. They weren't very good when I was a kid. But they look quite nice, those. I'm sure you could live in these. I'll just zoom down to save a bit of time. Just give you an idea. So the tide's starting to go out a bit around here. Well, what I wanted to show you is we've got some double-decker beach huts here. I'm told they've got nice kitchens in them and everything. And they do look much more upmarket than I ever remember beach huts being. But there was a row of toilets along here, and I remember once getting locked in and having to go under the door, and I don't know if they're still around here, but there were loads of toilets down here, probably modern plush ones now. You can see the sea's actually going out round here, so you can see the beach management centre, which I would have said they were lifesavers, and then I think that's a toilet block just there. It's just starting to get a little bit busier. So we've now got modern flats up this side of North Bay. pick up right round the corner again anyway. So this is a different angle on the new flats. Now this had the corner cafe round here. Don't quite feel the same. A few of the little waffle shops have all gone. I mean, the point is, how do you actually afford to make a living and pay the rents that you probably pay now? Now up this side, I remember there being a lift, which they took down in the 1990s. I can't understand why they didn't leave it there, because there's another lift that doesn't work anymore. And they've left it there and created a cafe out of it, so I don't know why they want to remove it. It's very different to how it was when I was younger. I think it's probably swings and roundabouts. Just on the right hand side used to be an outdoor Lido. Then they put a chute system over the top of it. Last time I came it was closed down, it was just full of tyres or something like that. And I'm told that what they're going to do here is they're going to build flats, more flats, but the problem is the people who are building more flats knocked the indoor swimming pool down that I showed you at the start, and I think they were going to build another swimming pool here as well. But that's now on hold. Now across here, I remember this being a camera shop, electronics, gadgets and all that sort of thing. Last time I came it was closed, but it's now an ice cream parlour. And I'm sure that crazy golf place was there in the past. And then you can just see P-Zone Park up there. So I'm going to walk round North Bay from here. So there's a lot more information boards in Scarborough nowadays, and you can see Scarborough's bathing bells, and there's a statue up there. I just wanted to sort of show you the corner cafe. I remember there being a amusement arcade on this corner, slot machines and various other things, but so much of this area, like the little businesses that I remember, have just disappeared. They just can't run them in this day and age, or things like health and safety get in the way of actually running them. See the open top bus there, and I'm sure I saw at some stage, I'll just show you this notice board first, whether you can see anything on that when you view it on the TV or whatever. So there's an open top bus there, but I'm sure they were talking about having a tram system from one end of Scarborough to another, but I've never seen it since. Probably it was a kite they flied. But one thing I've noticed is I can't remember many of us surfing when we were kids, or even trying to surf here, and there's surfing schools now. So we've now, rather than little cafes along here, they're now bigger ones, as you can see, and I bet they're bigger prices as well. Trying to show you another angle. I just don't want to get me camera wet. But right along the top of here, there looks like some Victorian structures. I'll see if I can actually get them on. You might see that better than I can actually see it. on your screen. I can't see it for the sun on my screen. But even round here, the water's coming up. Yeah, even on this side of Scarborough, the waves are still coming over. And I remember going out with my dad early on a morning to pick up a paper and to see the waves coming over like this. So I don't know if there was a difference between when we went to Whitsun and August, or whether it's unseasonally strange, or it's because they've now put the new sea defences in round here. I wonder if the new sea defences may be causing it further round. So you can better see these sort of Victorian structures up here, and I think that's where you could probably sit down and relax. And you can just see the Clifton Hotel peak there. Like I said, I did a course, well, I delivered a speech there to the UK Guild of Hypnotist Examiners at their annual conference at the Clifton Hotel, and now it's a hotel for immigrants, last time I heard. So many of these hotels are no longer hotels, or they're being used for flats. So I'll pick up when I can find something more interesting. So we've got another big cafe here, nothing like they used to be. Sorry, it's much bigger than they used to be, sorry, got that the wrong way around. But what I've noticed along here, you pay for parking Monday to Sunday up to about 8 o'clock at night, and I'm sure at one bit you could just come along and park for free. So it's always a cash cow. I do think we pay enough road tax, and also 70% tax on every gallon, 50% fuel duty, 20% VAT. It's absolutely criminal. It's a cartel running this. But I noticed one thing, there's some actual, looks like sewage that's come over. And I remember once when we were here, they actually let the sewage out, and it's been happening for as long as I can remember. It's not a Tory versus Labour thing. It'd still be happening if Labour were in power, and Tories have been moaning at Labour. But it does need to be sorted if they're pumping sewage into the sea still. I mean, I'm talking of back in the 60s and 70s, having sewage come in at certain times. Shouldn't be seeing it in this day and age. And stop making it a political football. You can see Clifton Hotel up there. Still does look reasonable from the outside. And it was nice when I delivered a speech there. But somewhere, imagine this is the bay now, I'm right, roughly somewhere in the middle of North Bay to there, and somewhere around about here was a pier out, and there was also a cliff lift from the bottom to the top, but that went a long time ago. It was probably about the 19th century there was a pier out here, and I think it fell to bits. You can see with this a volume of waves, especially in winter, and then there would have been a cliff lift somewhere about here-ish, somewhere in the middle, I don't know exactly, but we'll pick up a little bit later on. So there's a statue here, there's a notice board at the side, but it's a bit busy with people, so I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. Like I said, there's a lot more notice boards telling you about things than there was in the past. Just another view out from here. You can see the hotels along the top. I'm having to just look at the skyline so I can just catch the hotels for you. Well, you should be seeing Scarborough Castle somewhere up there. Let's just zoom in. See Scarborough Castle. It's quite a nice view if you actually walk up there on the top. So you can see the new sea defences around here, these big rocks, and I just wonder, because they're actually increasing the defences around here, whether it's causing problems elsewhere. But I'm sure, I could be wrong, I'm sure there was a lot more on these bankings in the past. I think it was a lot nicer. But correct me if I'm wrong, whether there were gardens or whatever, or it was better maintained. But I think they've had a lot of subsidence problems around here. So if there were gardens or various other things, shelters that you could sit in and have your fish and chips, they probably disappeared for that reason. So I'm tight when it comes to parking. If you're parking here for an hour, it's £2.20. If you're parking here for 6 hours, it's £7. So I'm going to wrap up my tour of North Bay, but you can see Scarborough Castle right above me now, and then you can see the headland round the corner as I come into South Bay. Now I could never get South Bay and North Bay, I always got them confused, so what I thought of is for South Bay is the spa centres at South Bay. So I'm going to move away from North Bay round to South Bay, and I'll pick up and do another video from the other side. But can anybody else remember whether these banks around here had more gardens around and more sort of seating areas and various other things to what there is now? It's just such a beautiful view around here. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tour around North Bay.